Welcome back, guys. And this lecture, we're going to be looking at while loops. So looping with while statements. And again, this is section 3, lecture 7. So let's jump right into it. The while control structure. What are while loops and why are they even important? So the while loop just repeats a block of code as long as the condition or the expression inside the parentheses is true. So the expression is first evaluated before the iteration or the repetition. So if the expression evaluates to false, the block of code will never be executed. It will be skipped. And again, the while statement, if the expression is only true, the block of code will repeat itself as long as the condition is true. So for example, if we look at n is equal to 1. So it's saying while 1 is less than or equal to 10, we want to run this block of code. So we're going to add 1 to a new variable container, which is 0. So it's going to continue to add 1 until this variable is 10. So it's going to keep repeating itself until it's saying, okay, if it goes up 1 more, it's going to say, hey, is 11 less than or equal to 10? And then it's going to evaluate to false, and nothing is going to happen, and it's going to go to the next line to execute after the curly brace. So that's all a while loop does. It just takes an expression to evaluate, and as long as that expression is true, the block of code is going to continue to repeat itself as long as it's true. So let me show you some examples with our number operators that we seen in our previous lecture. So the first thing we want to do is declare a variable with a numeric value. So I'll start with $n is equal to 1. Then I'll create my while statement. So we begin with the while keyword followed by parentheses. Skip a line, open and close our curly braces. Let's give it some space. And inside our parentheses, we want to evaluate our expression. So if we copy the variable, n is n less than or equal to 10. So what Perl is saying in this while statement, hey, is 1 less than 10? So that's going to evaluate to true, and it's going to run our block of code on our while statement. So let's create a print statement. And I'm going to take the variable n, paste it in, and of course I'll put a comma separated by double quotes, for I can add a space between each print. And what I'm going to do above the print statement is create another variable called sum. So again, we begin with the $, followed by the variable name is, and I'll put plus equal to 1. So what this is doing is pretty much it's saying, hey, we're going to create a variable called sum, and this is a binary operation. So all it is, it's just adding the right hand side number to the variable sum. So plus equals just adds addition for the numeric value to the variable that also contains a number. So sum has a default value when it's not declared of 0. So it's saying we're going to add 1 to 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So after that, we want to increment our n value. So the plus plus operator just adds 1 to our existing variable that has an existing numeric value. So after 1, it's going to evaluate to 2 now. So plus plus is going to add 1 to 1, and that equals 2. So let's say, let me just replace my variable sum with this. So we want to print our sum variable. So if we go up to run, let's see what happens. We run the script. And there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Press any key to continue. So again, all that happened is that it's going to say, hey, is 1 less than or equal to 10? It's going to say yes. We're going to add 1 to our sum. We're going to increment the n variable by 1. So, and then we're going to print what's inside our sum variable. And it's going to repeat this loop until it reaches a false evaluation, which is it reaches 11. So it's going to say, hey, is 11 less than 10? No, it's not. Is 11 equal to 10? No. So it's going to check out and it's going to exit out of our while statement. So pretty much that's it in a nutshell for our while statement or a while loop. Again, a while loop just takes an expression and evaluates it. And as long as the expression or the condition is true, it's going to execute its block of code, and once it evaluates the false, it's going to skip the block of code. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, feel free, and I'll see you guys on our next lecture.